What's up, everybody? Good afternoon. I want to do a quick little video here. I'm at work inside the booth right now. I want to show you guys this little trick that I learned years ago. This is mainly for the production painters, preppers, to help you speed up the process of getting a car painted, primed, mask painted, and ready to shoot. So I'm going to show you guys this real quick, and I'll explain what I did here. So we got a Mercedes here. Got a couple spots on the hood that need primed, and we got this spot over here on the door right here that needs primed. As you can see, I got the whole car masked off, clean, like it's ready to spray, besides these two spots that need primed. I kind of do this on the jobs that need very little primer, because like I said before, it does help up the speeding the process to get this car actually ready for paint. So what I did was that when I get the cars at work here, everything as far as the bodywork goes, it's finished out in a 320 DA. All the primer spots, anything that needs sanded down and primed is finished in 320 DA sandpaper. When I get it, I not only go back over it with 320, but I'll go over it with 400, and I'll kind of go out more a little above the rim around it with 600, and then I'll do the whole panel with 800, and then I'll clean it with glass cleaner, spray away. And then what I'll do is I'll clean all the edges down. You know, obviously I'll blow it off, of course, and make sure the whole car is clean. That's when you do this, something like this, you want to make sure everything is as clean as you can get it. No dust, no nothing, because you're pretty much going from primer right to paint. Obviously the primer, after it gets baked, it is going to need sanded, but other than that, you're going to be able to just cut your outline out after you primer it, after it gets done baking, finish taping up everything, go sand all your primer down, you know, the way you need it, and then you can re-clean the panels, and then you can final clean them with wax and grease and tack it off, and you're ready to shoot. But I usually finish everything out either in 600 or 800, depending on the color of the car. Like I said before, in the tank video, if you guys watched out, go back. If not, it'll explain how I prep everything that's going to be ready for paint. So with that being said, you know, when I get it, everything's finished with 320. I'll red Scotch-Brite the entire panel, you know, whatever's getting painted on everything. 320 it again, 400 it, feather it with 600, do the rest of the panel with 800. I did this, like I said, 800 on this because it is a silver. Not only did I do 800, but I went over it again with 1,000. Just because I've painted this car one other time. I've painted this color multiple times though, and this color's got some fine metallic in it, and some pearl, and you got to get this slick in order to blend it out. So I went over this one particularly with 1,000 grit after I got done with it. But let's get this. I'm gonna throw probably 3 coats of primer is the minimum usually what I do. And with it being small, I might be able to get away 2, but I'm gonna just throw 3 on it on both spots and just get this thing ready so I can bake it, and then get it sanded and finish off my prep work, and then get it clean, ready for paint. So let's go over and grab the gun here. What I use for primer is a 3UM AccuSpray. That's the only thing I use for primer. I don't have a separate gun for primer. It's the only thing I use. Most guys will use this gun, you know, as a primer gun, sealer gun, base gun, clear gun, which you can, but it's not to my liking. So I use this gun only for primer. I think it's got like a 1/8, 1/6 tip on it or something crazy like that. So it shoots primer really well. It does shoot base and clear pretty well too, but I've got my Iwatas for all that. So let's get this thing in primer, and the next video, this probably is going to come out before the tank video, honestly. So I'm still working on that one, so just be patient with me, and let's get this car in primer, and then get it baked off and ready for paint. It's going to be kind of loud here because my fitting for some reason this fitting does not like this air hood. I've already mixed this up. I believe it's a 4-to-1 system with what I use at work, which is R&M. It might be a 2-to-1 if I remember right, but I'm pretty sure it's a 4-to-1. It's already shook up, ready to spray, so we'll get this covered. Like I said, 3 coats of primer. So the first one I do kind of light. I want it to kind of just adhere to the panel. If you do it too heavy, some primers will take off on you. So I just want to do it really lightly and let that tack off. Like I said, I'll do 3 of those. We'll bake it, get it taped, finish taping it off, sand it, get it clean, ready for paint, and that's it, guys. But I want to show you guys this because it will speed your process up. You know, you'll probably save a good hour, because usually what you'll do is sand this. You'll just mask off like the primer edges where you're going to be priming at, and then you'll bake it, pull it out, pull the tape off, all that crap, and then you'll pretty much retape in the car again. So this way you just tape it once, you know, tape off where you're going to primer. Don't leave those open, because you want to leave the car as clean as possible. And then that way when you get done, you can sand it and you won't have primer overspray all over the panel. So you always want to make sure you mask off, and you don't want to do a hard edge. You want to make sure you leave some room so that primer can feather out, because if you leave a hard edge and take a block to it, there's more than likely you're going to burn through on the other side, and it'll create kind of like a valley, and you don't want that, because you want it flat as possible. But like I said, I just want to give you guys a quick video real quick, and next one's coming up, should be that tank video, so stay tuned. Until then, see you guys.